Hi everybody, Mr. Schmidt here again, this time on a Monday afternoon. I hope everyone had a great weekend. A little bit of rain in the background, if you can hear that. I'm sitting on my porch as per usual. Main reason I wanted to post this video is just to discuss some of the upcoming assignments that have asked you to use Web 2.0 tools. Web 2.0 tools really refer to web-specific tools that there's a million of them popping up that allow you to kind of manipulate information, create visually appealing presentations that have moved a little bit beyond your standard PowerPoint. I'm sure many of you know a lot of them and have used a lot of them. If not, that's fine. Just keep in mind that when you're trying to explore these, that part of the process is just kind of experimenting with them. Think about it like opening a new video game and trying to figure out how to do certain actions that you've never done before. You're not really going to figure it out if you don't try. So take the time to actually explore it thoroughly, and obviously the longer you spend on it, the more comfortable you will be. So I'm just looking at the Dropbox here, and I'm going to point to Unit 2. Doesn't really have too much. Unit 3, the timeline assignment would be one. That'd be helpful to use, and I'll show you something for that. And then, anything where you have to make a flag or anything like that, feel free to use an online tool. The Marshall McLuhan Powtoon presentation, I'm going to show you Powtoon very quickly if you've never used it before. And then finally, your Unit 7, your final assessment, one of them is going to be a survey, which you're going to have to use Google Docs for. I might not get to that today, but I'll at least post two. So let's get started and look at a timeline tool. I would suggest you use something called TimeToast. If you've never heard of it, it's fine. There's a million other ones you could use, and I'm fine with it. This one's pretty easy, so that would be one reason why I would suggest it. You have to sign in, so you have to give an email account. You could just create, since you're going to use at least 3 tools, you could just create a Gmail account for all of them and just keep it separate from everything else if that's what you prefer to do. Once you get in here, TimeToast, this is a timeline I made. Actually, I don't think I actually made it. I think I started making it. So basically, it allows you to make timelines that you can then post. You can embed places, and you can eventually publish if you're proud of your timeline. So this was for an education assignment, and you can see when you edit it, you can choose images, you can insert links, you can put the title, and you can embed whatever you want right here. So there's all sorts of great interactive things that you can do with your timeline. So you're really not just cutting and pasting words. That's the important part. You're really trying to max out what the internet can bring to the table. If it's a YouTube clip that's helpful, then include it. If it's an hour and 46 minutes, then cut it down. The timeline assignment will probably ask you to make some judgments, like choose the most important event in your opinion. So try to stay within the success criteria and maximize your tool. Obviously, I'm not looking for huge amounts of expertise with this stuff, but if you can make it look good, then your mark will reflect that. Okay, so that's the TimeToast one. We talked also about the McLuhan Powtoon presentation. I like Powtoons in general. I'm going to show you one if I can. There's one that I worked on recently for a course. And the thing I like about Powtoon is unless you pay for all the symbols, you only have a limited number of symbols you can use. So it kind of is a good exercise in, especially if you're not a good artist. If you are a good artist, you probably would never use a tool like this. But if you're somebody who wants to conceptualize an idea visually to complement whatever you're saying, it's a nice creative tool to try to come up with some sort of symbol. And I'll just start this. So the beauty of it is you kind of have this ability to write and also to have this animation that can be exploited in a lot of ways. And you do it through these frames, much like a PowerPoint presentation when you're making it. You move from one to the next. So this one was on a leadership book called The Eighth Habit, and I just kind of am summarizing the argument, trying to make it a little bit interesting, a little bit funny. It's probably not that funny, to be honest, but again, it's trying to complement your written assignment with some symbols that keep people entertained. And I think I posted a tutorial online. If I didn't, you can always go to YouTube and find a tutorial. Just type in Powtoon tutorials and it will take you through all sorts of tricks that I'm sure I don't know anything about. So again, second tool, take the time to figure it out. The first time you use it, it'll be a little bit frustrating. If you spend more than an hour on it, though, I'm sure you'll get the hang of it. So take the time to do that. It will pay dividends later. And if there's tools that you'd like to use and that I haven't posted there, by all means, you can use those as well. Just email me and say, sir, I really love this tool. I think it would really be way better than the ones you know about, because I know about interesting and current things that you don't know about. That's fine. Do that. Okay, I'm going to stop that there. I don't think we need to see that. And then the last one we're going to look at, I don't think I pulled up here. Maybe we can try right here. Just look at Google surveys. See if we go to my drive, if I have any survey. So this is for your final assignment. It's going to be worth half of your culminating, and you are going to be creating a survey. And so I would use a Google survey. You go to Google Forms. This is what loads. It looks like this. Don't really need to look at that right now. You can choose whatever you want as far as a title, culminating survey, and then it gives you a bunch of questions that you can answer. So what I'm looking for here is for you just to kind of explore this tool again. You'll eventually be able to post it using the embed codes that they provide, either to the link or they also give you an embed code which you can use. What I'll be looking for is your ability to kind of look through the question types and use them in a creative ways, or in a creative way that is more than just a straightforward survey. So again, not a lot of time or you won't need to spend a lot of time on these, but you'll need to spend some time exploring them so that you can maximize them as tools. I'll probably talk a lot more about this one later on in the course, before you do the culminating, but that was just a brief introduction. So, in summary, Web 2.0 tools, fun tools to use, complement your written abilities, give us a visually appealing product at the end of them, can be published online if you so choose. Probably for this course you're not going to do that, but maybe in the future you would. And also just a good idea to get in the habit of developing that skill of finding a new program online and being like, oh, how can I use this for my job, since a lot of jobs ask you to do that in this day and age. Alright, that's it for me. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. Send me an email and we will talk soon.